Hi guys, just a quick Facebook Live today. I've just finished treating there. We started about 7 a.m. and just finishing up now in the clinic and moving back over to the Pro Sport Academy side. A few tricky hammies today, two hammies that one I'm ready to discharge now. She had it for about a runner, she had it for the best part of 12 months. And I've had another guy come in now today who's had a similar hammy, and he basically has had it for 9 months, and he's been around the houses. He's had the elbow in the top of the hammy and the glute and all the traditional stuff. So what I thought I'd do is just touch a little bit on that and also show you my little bag of tricks here. So here I need to get all these jerseys. This is all kind of memorabilia that's been given to me and has been kind of given by players and clubs over the last 8 years. And there's one jersey I want to talk about today, and the nice thing about these is behind every jersey for me there's a story, and usually these stories there's also an injury, so there's always a lesson to be learned. So the jersey I'm going to pick from my bag today and tell you about is Kylie Lului's, and he's a prop forward. He's just retired this year. He's played for New Zealand, he's played for Samoa. So Kylie, he gave me his jersey when I was just leaving. He said, "Thanks for everything, Doss." And I remember Kylie, I fucked up a little bit with him. I think it was the 2011 grand final. I remember Kylie came into me with a tight calf. We got through the semi-final. I think we beat Wigan in the semi-final on the Friday night. He had a tight calf after the game, and on the Monday before we were training on the Monday, the grand final was on the Saturday. So I went through all my return to play stuff with Kylie, and he was flying. So he's basically, I've gone back up running 80-90%. I'm very, very happy. It's Monday. I'm ready to get my cigar out and relax for the week. And Kylie just says to me, "Hey Doss, I want to go in, mate, and do the last few run-throughs. Is that okay?" Me being silly, I was like, yeah, go on. Fair enough. I thought I'm doing him a favour, that he could feel like he's trained all week. I thought I'm making the right call. So Kylie went in anyway with that tight calf. We ran him 90%. He was nice and warm. We're happy. So Kylie went in. He done the last few run plays through in the session, quite light anyway, and he tweaked his hammy. Okay. So I was like, are you absolutely kidding me here? 6 days before the grand final, and because I let Kylie back in, he tweaked his hammy. And I didn't really understand that at the time, and as I get as I go forward in my career now, I can look back and I can understand exactly why old Kylie here tweaked his hammy and ended up me not ideally having to work on that. Now luckily we got him back. I worked around the clock with him. I worked in the hotel up to 10 o'clock the night before the grand final. We worked the day of the grand final, and he got through the warm-up, and he was essentially declared fit to play by myself, and he got through that game no problems. But when we understand the interaction between the hamstring and the gastroc as muscle synergies, it makes complete sense to me now. So the synergistic role of these two muscles are critical to understand, and I outline all that in my Stubborn Hamstring ebook. So if you haven't picked up that yet, make sure you pick up that ebook. You could download that. I'd say there's probably a link under this video, or I've just done a blog as well with a link to the Stubborn Hamstring ebook. But when that foot hits the floor, the force is coming from the knee, so the hamstring's going to direct forces up into the hip. The gastroc's going to direct forces down into the Achilles, and that's going to help us use elastic energy. It's going to get the athlete working well. Now, if that calf had an issue, okay, and there's some form of protective tone there from that tightness, which was my clue on the semi-final, it makes sense to me now that when I've sent Kylie back, we still hadn't decreased that perceived tread enough. So the muscle synergistic relationship between the hamstring and the calf, the hamstring ended up taking up more of the errors, okay? So the synergistic muscles are going to have to absorb errors. So when Kylie went back, more than likely what happened was I hadn't decreased that perceived tread enough, and the hamstring then had to absorb a little bit too much forces to direct it up to the hip, because that calf potentially wasn't quite right. Okay, so again, learn from my mistakes. Make sure we understand the synergistic relationships and the true function of the hamstrings, which one of the big functions of it is to transmit forces away from the knee up into the hip. So if you're thinking about, why can't this athlete activate his glutes? Okay, have a look at a hamstring. The hamstring is very, very important to helping a glute be successful. Okay, so that's a quick one today. As I said, I've got my bag of tricks here. I'm going to go through every one of these jerseys at some point. There's a story behind all these jerseys, but today's story was pretty much Kylie Luluai's, and how me being a little bit naive back in 2009 and not really understanding the implications of muscle synergies caused me ultimately to tweak or contribute towards Kylie tweaking his hammy 6 days before the grand final. As I said, we won the grand final. It was 2011. We won the grand final. Kylie got through the game all right, luckily, but understand the gastroc and the hammy muscle synergies. You need to understand it. I've just written a blog on it, so get down and click on that. Chris Thorman, you've just joined. A very, very good rugby league player back in the day. It's good to have you on board. I'm just helping some physios, Chris. Just share some stuff about 2011 when I caused Kylie Luluai to tweak his hammy 6 days before a grand final. So have a look at the blog. Pick up that stubborn hamstring ebook, and also have a look at RDLs and the foot weight distribution that with the new blog I've just put out. It's so important that we get good forces through the foot to help the hamstring overcome muscle slack. I go through all that on the blog. Okay, I hope you're well, and Chris, I hope you're doing all right in America, and I'll see you when you get back at some point. And thanks for tuning in live.